is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our mass making sessions, and we are up to week number 139. So if you watch my channel, you will know we are doing reruns. So it's week number 139, but we are rerunning week number 39. So what we are making today are those cute little faux envelope fold down flip things. Yeah, not a very good description, but hopefully you'll recognise them once we start making one. So if you are wanting to join along, what you're going to need today is you're going to need some scissors. You're going to need either a bone folder or your scissor handle, depending on, you know, how you like to do it. And then you're going to need obviously a variety of papers. Now I have brought along a variety of, you know, patterned papers, printed printables, which I have coffee dyed on the back. So I would recommend either double-sided with a neutralish pattern on the back, or something coffee dyed or, you know, sprayed or something like that on the back. And you'll see once we get making why that is. It's just because otherwise when you open them, they're going to be plain white on the inside. I mean, if you don't mind that, then that's absolutely fine. But if you do, then you're going to want to just coffee dye, you know, maybe kind of the back of them. You could also use, you don't have to use patterned papers at all. So you could also use plain coffee dyed paper, or for instance, as I have here, this food coloured paper. So, you know, you can just mix and match and yeah, make them kind of with whatever you have. But you're ideally going to want one side for writing and journaling and the other side just, you know, for the front, I suppose. So, but like I say, you don't have to use patterned paper. I actually think they look super pretty, you know, just on plain paper. So just, you know, just mix and, yeah, mix and match. You may want glue or you may not. And the reason why I say that, again, you'll see once we get started, because you have like the option, you could either glue your flat pieces down or you could leave them open. Again, up to you, completely optional. You may want some ink, so, you know, your blendy ink pad and some distress ink or whatever, if you want to ink around the edges, ink around the edges. And then you might want to have some things to decorate, you know, your little flap, or maybe like the opposite side. Again, all those things are just optional. So, you know, see what you think once we get making. So, going to just clear the desk and then show you, you know, a couple to demonstrate. So, this here I've got, this is my Pink Ladies background paper. So yeah, it's an A4 sheet, which over here, A4 is very similar to, like in the US, the letter, standard letter type paper. Ours is, I think it's 8.25 by 11.69 inches. So it's, you know, it's very similar in size. Now, when I made these last time on the mass make, I just cut very randomly and I ended up with kind of slithers, which were then a little bit useless, which is fine because you could then make little flippy pads and things like that with them. However, if you wanted to be a bit more precise, what you could do, I suppose, is, you know, fold in half and then in half again. And that way you'd get 4 out of a sheet of paper, if you see what I mean. Now, I mean, personally, I don't really mind having the little slithers because I actually think that's quite fun to have the, you know, ability to make some flippy pads from my scraps. But yeah, we perhaps will make some, you know, both ways. So for this one, I'm just going to fold this in. And why this hadn't occurred to me in the last video, I have no idea. But again, I think that's the kind of beauty of these mass making reruns, is because, you know, like I said before, sometimes, you know, we find better / different ways of doing things. So I'm not necessarily saying better, but, you know, ways that suit us better, or we might think, you know, why did I do it like that? So, you know, at least then if you see both ways, you can then decide which is the way for you. Now I'm going to cut this down rather than tear it, just because I don't want that fuzzy edge going on, if you see what I mean. So I've got my 2 pieces now. So I'm just going to now cut this in half again. So again, I'm going to just fold it straight in half like that. Okay. Again, squish that down. So, and I mean, I'm using my scissors. Obviously, if you want to use a paper trimmer for that, that's fine. Personally, I mean, I think it's quite easy to just fold it and then just cut as near to that fold as you possibly can. And that way, you know, I don't think you're going to get too far off straight edges. You know, which then it just saves you having to get a paper trimmer out. But, you know, whatever is, you know, way that you work is fine. So you've got your pieces like this. Now, obviously, these are patterned pieces. So as you can see, they're patterned on the front, they're coffee dyed on the back. So you're going to want your pattern, ideally, to be facing up. Now, again, because I'm trying to make these with, certainly for these couple, but we might, you know, we might switch around later on in the video. But if you want to have your kind of emphasis on the fronts, i.e. where your flap comes down, then you're going to want your pattern right way up, if that makes sense. So what you're going to want to do is make your flaps at the bottom, i.e. the upside down part. I hope this is making sense. So I'm going to just take these in. Now, how I do these to fold them in is I just literally take them, not squishing them down too much, but just bring them in like that, so that then you get approximately, get them lined up. Again, this does not have to be perfect. You know, you don't even have to have them completely triangular, if you see what I mean. If you want to have them with a space in between, you know, and then it would be triangular but with a bit of a sort of flat edge, that would be fine too. So again, just, you know, work with how it suits you. And then all I do is take my, you know, foldy bit and I just bring it up like this. And again, not folding it in yet, but just bringing it up at a sort of, what would I describe this as? Like a sort of roll almost. And then when you're happy with how it is, so I hadn't folded it, I just almost like rolled it. And then when you're happy, you can then squish it down like that. And then your flap will come over. And at that point, obviously, you can squish it down with either your bone folder or your scissor handle like that. And then what you've got is obviously a very super cute little faux envelope fold flip piece. And these just look so cool. I mean, I've still got my pockets here from last week's mass making because, yeah, my desk is such a tip. It's got, you know, you name it, it's here. So these you could just clip inside a pocket like that and then just, you know, take a paper clip, which must have a paper clip here somewhere, I'm sure. No, I say that. No, I can't see one. Oh, here we go. Just take your paper clip and then you could just clip that over your pocket. So your pocket would be glued down onto the page like that, and this would then be paper clipped on, take it off, and obviously that's your little journaling spot inside. Alternatively, you could just have it like clipped onto the pocket on the outside, you know, your pocket's stuffed with something else, and then have that on the outside like that, just paper clip down. You know, you could have this, oops, over the top of a page or something like that. You could have it glued down at the back onto a page like this, and then it would just, oops, fold down onto the page. So loads of different sort of alternatives of how you could use these. You know, really, really, really cute. And like I say, for me, certainly for this one, my emphasis is this side, if you see what I mean. So obviously my pattern on the back is upside down. If you were planning on making these where your back side was going to be your, you know, your favoured part, your kind of emphasised point, then where we folded the flap on the upside down portion, you know, the bottom portion, you would want to fold your flap at the opposite, if that makes sense. So yeah, the top portion. And then your focal point would be up the right way. Okay, so that took a lot of describing, didn't it? So let's do this one. So again, I'm just going to bring these little triangles in. Now, again, I just bring them in, kind of marrying them up. Again, not really paying too much attention. If they're not exact, that just doesn't matter. Okay, so fold them in like that. And then at this point, it's up to you. So just to sort of, again, demonstrate some kind of differences, if you want to glue these down to make it a bit more of a, you know, robust structure, I suppose, then, of course, you can just then take your glue, oops, and just glue down your flaps like that. Okay. Oops. Like that. And then again, with your foldy piece, I'll show you sort of, hopefully, a bit better this time. So you're going to kind of roll it folding, if you see what I mean. So marking it approximately, or, you know, bringing it up approximately where you think it needs to be. Then again, like that, because you're going to need a little bit of a space, obviously, for your foldy top piece. And then hopefully you can see it's just kind of, you know, loosely rolled. And then once you're happy with it, that's when you can then squish it down, squish it down, like that. Okay. Whoops. Like that. Okay. So I actually did a really terrible job of that. So much for showing you a bit better. Yeah, I actually made a worse job. I think because I was obviously trying to show you, it didn't go brilliantly, but, and then you've got your top bit can obviously fold over like that. So, I mean, they're super cute, aren't they? I just really love them. And, you know, they're just a really versatile little piece to have on hand. So, yep, I will show you one more. I mean, obviously there's, you know, they're not kind of rocket science or anything. They really aren't, you know, very complicated, but just, you know, to give you a bit more kind of idea. So again, you're going to cut your pieces. Now, so for this one, if I just go a bit more random, so as we can have some sort of wider pieces. So just cutting this down here. I mean, actually, it's barely wider at all. But you can see, I mean, it's slightly wider. So, you know, but you can kind of vary them. So again, decide which way, you know, you want your pattern to flow. So for this one, I'm going to just do that little foldy in at the top. And just again, just to sort of give you, you know, a couple of differences. So this one, for instance, we could just bring our little edges in like this, but leaving a gap in between them, like that, so that our flap isn't quite so pointy. And then again, do that sort of foldy roll thing here. Again, to sort of work out approximately, you know, where you want your piece folded. Take your folds, press them down like that. Honestly, this is just so typical, isn't it? The more hard that you try to show something, or, you know, the harder you try to show something, you know, the worse it looks. But again, let's just squish this down. I hope that sentence made sense. Right, so squish that. So you can see it's not got that perfect triangle like these two had. Oops. So they had obviously the perfect triangle. This one's got a little, you know, line there, which actually, you know, I maybe actually even prefer them with the sort of little line in between. And then obviously, as you can see, it's got a wider look. So it's more kind of like clutch purse shape rather than, I mean, this isn't square, but, you know, it's squarer. So, and again, it just works exactly the same. You can just unfold it and yeah, works exactly the same. So yeah, let's just kind of have a nice time now mass making some of these. And yeah, I will do it assembly line style. So by that, I'm going to cut all my strips, then fold all of my little flaps, and then fold all the, you know, formation of the envelope pieces for them. And then we can decorate one or two up. So just going to bring this paper in again. And I think what I might do is, yeah, maybe make a sort of wider piece again. So let's go much wider, like that. Okay, I might have done this way too wide now, but who knows? I'm just going to keep this for another day. So yeah, let's just get cutting some down. So this is my Belgian blue papers, by the way. So, and again, for anyone just joining for the first time, the reason I'm saying the, you know, the papers that I'm using, you know, I'm not just honestly just trying to sell you things, but, you know, I know how lots of you do find it really useful to know what papers that we're using. So, you know, and I know that when I'm watching somebody's video, I like to know what papers they're using, because sometimes, you know, you do see things and think, oh, you know, I'd quite like to go over and have a look at that. or, you know, get some of that. So, yeah, hopefully it's helpful for you guys. So this is just plain, obviously, you know, food coloured paper, like I say. So this one here, this is my historical buildings in green. And this comes with, like, labels and things. So it's, yeah, I think you get 2 sheets of labels. One is plain and one's got buildings incorporated. And, yeah, then I think there's 8 or 10 background pages. I can't quite remember, but it's all one set. So it all comes completely together. So I might just fold this one in and do that method like we did for the first one, where we then get them slightly more even size. So yeah, just kind of, you know, play around with your technique and how you do them. So, and I mean, you could do these, I guess, you know, along the long side of the paper. You're just going to end up with a sort of more squishy fold, you know, or yeah, part here, because you're going to have more folds. But there's no reason why you couldn't do that. So, you know, play around and yeah, just see what suits you best. So let's just go along there. I'm not going to do that, I think, with mine, because all of my papers would then have a, you know, pattern running the wrong way. So yeah, I don't think I've got any papers that would be universally, you know, like a spot or a stripe. That would work fine, or of course a plain. So, you know. So yeah, I'm just going to now relax and stop talking about what we're doing here, because, you know, like I say, it's not rocket science or anything. And we shall just relax, have a nice time, and yeah, have a bit of a catch up. So hope everyone's week has started out well. As you know, I filmed these videos on a Monday, ready to put them out for you guys on a Tuesday. So for me, it is Monday morning. I have to say, I'm actually not filming this as early as I normally do. I normally film it straight after the school run. But today, I had to coffee dye the backs of all these papers. So first of all, I had to print some. And then obviously I had to, you know, coffee dye them. So yeah, for me, it's actually nearly lunchtime now. You know, because all these things take quite a long time, don't they? So by the time that I'd, you know, selected papers, printed them, sprayed them on the backs and, you know, dried them off and things, it's just this time now. So yeah, not as early as normal for me. That's my Belgian blue papers, and this was my pink ladies again. This one here, this is from the Country Cottages papers. So yeah. Oh no, hang on a second, sorry, that's my phone. Sorry about that. It's just going to be one of those days, I'm afraid. Yeah, so, right, let's cut this down. I can't remember now what I was saying. I think I was just, you know, boring you all with my morning and what I had been doing so far. So, yeah. So the big news is, you know, from me, anyway, the big news from me is, oh my goodness, I hit 40,000 subscribers on Friday night. So, oh my gosh, I can't thank everybody enough. So thank you to anybody who, you know, subscribes to my channel. You know, thank you so much to anyone who perhaps is stumbling across me for the first time and maybe you're considering subscribing. Thank you so much. And hey, if you're not subscribed, you know, that's fine too. But yeah, thank you so much. I cannot tell you like how much that means to me. I mean, I know I've talked about this before, but honestly, I mean, I can remember when my channel hit, you know, like say 100 subscribers and things like that, and, you know, 500 and 300, things like that. Because that was a kind of semi-comprehensible number, you know, I could kind of picture what sort of number that was. As soon as it got past probably, I don't know, maybe 20,000, I can't remember what the number was, but that number then just seems so weird and so, you know, to me, I can't really comprehend what that number is. So 40,000, I mean, oh my goodness, that's like, oh, I just can't even picture what 40,000, you know, that number is just like massive to me, and just, I can't believe it. So for me, and I know, again, I've said this before, it feels like the most surreal experience. And this is my Junk Journal Basics Essentials kit, by the way. It's one of those background pages. So it feels like such a weird, surreal number that I feel like it's somebody else. When I talk about that number now, I just feel like I'm talking about somebody else, because it just feels like that can't possibly be me. So when I'm talking about it, because it's become now you know, I can't relate to what that number looks like. Yeah, it just feels like I'm talking about somebody else, to be honest. So yeah, thank you so much, because wow, it's probably like the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me. I mean, aside from having children, obviously, you know, I hate to put my crafting above having kids, but oh my goodness, like, yeah, I can't tell you how much it means. So thank you so much. And of course I'm going to have a giveaway. So again, yeah, that's on my list of, you know, things to be doing today and tomorrow, is gathering some things for a giveaway. And obviously I have been thinking about it over the last few days, because, you know, I was obviously kind of watching the number grow. And so, you know, I knew that it was perhaps hopefully imminent. But yeah, I now need to kind of sort out and decide, you know, what to do for the giveaway, and also, you know, what to do for the, you know, criteria kind of thing for the giveaway, because, you know, I don't want to just be like really boring as usual, like, you know, with the say what videos you like best. Don't get me wrong, it will probably end up that is what I'm going to ask you to do, because I probably won't be able to be imaginative enough to come up with anything else. But yeah, so please keep your eyes peeled. There will definitely be a giveaway. You know, hopefully it's something exciting, hopefully more than one, you know, item. Again, it's just working out kind of what's the best way to do things. So yeah, please don't think that I'm kind of just oblivious. I'm not oblivious. It's on my radar, and it will be coming very soon. But yeah, thank you so much. It's like, oh my goodness, that's incredible. So yeah, both of my sons were out, you know, when that happened, and I did that messenger, you know, and just messengered them both, saying, oh my goodness, I did a screenshot and just said, oh my goodness, I've just hit 40,000 subscribers. And yeah, they both were really sweet, and, you know, messaged me back and said, you know, oh, so proud of you, Mum. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, just incredible. So yeah, that was my big highlight of, you know, the weekend, probably my whole month, probably my next 6 months. Yeah, my highlight of yeah, certainly, you know, the forthcoming few weeks. Yeah, so thank you so much. What else is new? Oh, the decorating. Well, the decorating saga continues. So yep, I spent some of the weekend painting my daughter's bedroom. So she was with her dad this weekend, and yeah, so I thought, well, I'll get in there while she's gone and, you know, really start sort of decorating. So I did kind of some of the paint. Well, I have to say, I bought Dulux paint, and you know, I haven't bought Dulux paint for a long time. Not because there's anything wrong with it or anything, but, you know, you just go with the paint colour that you like the best, and it just weirdly, I haven't necessarily liked the Dulux colours as much as perhaps some other colours. So anyway, I bought the Dulux paint and expected it to be amazing, because, you know, and I don't know whether this is still the case now. I kind of question whether it is, but, you know, growing up, Dulux was like the paint, you know, that was like the most popular paint. I don't know whether that's still the case, and definitely I have to say, I was not very impressed with this particular paint. So I got it from that shop, The Range, which is the shop that I took you guys shopping in, you know, when we did the beginners series and we went craft shopping. They sell paint and DIY type things and all that as well. So yeah, I went in there to get it, and it was think it's like is it a 2.5 litre? You know, the normal size, what I would call a normal size tin of paint, you know, for decorating. So yeah, I bought that and it was only £12.99. It was on offer, which I thought, wow, that's incredible value. You know, because paint really has become quite expensive over recent times. So I thought, wow, that's, you know, that's a good bargain. Well, I have to say, it went on like water. So my daughter's bedroom had wallpaper on there before. And yeah, like underneath the wallpaper, so we stripped the wallpaper off, and underneath the wallpaper it was like a duck egg blue colour, which, you know, was from like 2 decorating lots ago, if you see what I mean, because I mean we've been here for, you know, over 14 years, so obviously we've decorated, you know, a few times. So yeah, I mean, you know, quite a nice colour actually, but obviously wouldn't go with what we're doing in her room now. And of course, you know, it had wallpaper over it, so it didn't probably look the best. Anyway, so I went over it with this Dulux paint. Wow, it was like a wash. So I did the first coat, and honestly, it just still looks blue, you know. So I think that was on Friday. Yeah, Friday. So yeah, I'd called the boys in and said, oh my goodness, come and have a look at this paint, you know. So they came in and had a look and said, Mum, it still looks blue, you know, are you sure you painted? I said, yeah, I did. Can you believe that's how it still looks? So yeah, wasn't overly impressed. So Saturday I did another coat, you know, hoping obviously it was going to look better. Well, I have to say it's still got a distinctly blue look to it. So now I'm just beginning to think, well, perhaps that's just the colour of the paint. I don't know. It's weird. Because it's supposed to be a sort of white colour, not a brilliant white, not like a bright white, but not like an antique white. I mean, they called it cotton white, but yeah, now I'm thinking, oh, duck egg blue white. So anyway, that's the latest with her room. So wasn't that happy with her room. You know, it's not kind of looking quite as nice as I'd like or hoped. So I've now had a bit of a kind of U-turny thing going on, and I think I did say before, we are going to decorate her room with like this tropical wallpaper. So it's a white background, and it's got obviously big tropical leaves, and it's got these like hummingbirdie type birds, you know, in very pretty colours. I think it's got some leopards on there as well. Discreet, you know, and they're not like big ugly leopards or anything. They're sort of relatively discreet. And yeah, so anyway, obviously couldn't really picture it with the duck egg blue. So now I've had a bit of a U-turn, and I have now decided to incorporate it with some brick wallpaper. I know, you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, what is she thinking? You know, because it sounds like I've gone mad. But honestly, I think it's going to look really cool, because the colour of the brick wallpaper that I've chosen is like the same colour as the leopards. You know, it's got a sort of orangey tinge. So yeah, it's a similar colour to the leopards. So I think it's going to look really striking and really, really, really awesome. I don't know. I mean, I have to say, and I have said this before, I have quite often been known to decorate and then not like it. I mean, as you know, recently when I decorated the bathroom in that, again, wild choice there with the dark grey, which was almost black, and then of course didn't like it. And, you know, everyone else had been telling me all along, oh, that's going to look awful. And of course they were right. And, you know, I had to then redecorate. So who knows? I might have got this way off again and regret my choice. But at the moment, I'm thinking that's going to look cool. So I've ordered some brick wallpaper from Amazon. I'm waiting for it to arrive, I think today, or it could be tomorrow. Right, and again, I don't know why I keep on even looking at wallpaper, as nobody really wants to do the wallpapering. So now, not only do we now have the tropical walls to paper, we now have brick wallpaper as well, which of course nobody wants to do either of those things. So this morning while I was at the gym, I was watching videos on how to hang wallpaper and tips, you know, tips for how to hang wallpaper, where to start on the walls and all of that kind of thing. So that is going to be, yeah, that's going to be our next kind of thing, is, you know, hopefully getting her room done. So, I mean, I'm hoping by this time next week, when I do the mass making next week, I'm hoping it's going to be done. I mean, fat chance really, but yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be done. In my head, it's going to be done. I don't know whether it will be. But yeah, I would really, you know, absolutely love it if it was. So that's the plan. Now, I have also got to buy her some wardrobes and things like that, because I think I think this is probably like week 3 of saying she's really got like no storage in her bedroom. So she needs more storage. I'm hoping that's going to spur her on to keep her room tidy. Yeah. Again, fat chance probably. But yeah, I'm hoping that that's going to really encourage her to be tidy. And yeah, we will have to just see. But so, I mean, I've got to go to obviously IKEA, buy the wardrobes and all of that kind of stuff. So we'll see. We will see. And of course then, you know, put them together. So, I mean, how I think it's going to be finished by this time next week, I have no idea. But in my head, it's like, oh, that's going to be finished next week. It's not, obviously. But yes, it would be fantastic if it was. But yeah, I don't think it's likely to be. Now I've said what needs doing. Also ordered her a new bed because, yeah, she needed a new bed. So that has arrived. Got that just from Amazon, and it's one of those Ottoman beds. So again, it's going to have lots of storage inside. So that's actually arrived. It might have even been here last week on the mass making. I might have already announced the arrival of the bed. But that's just in my living room currently in boxes. So nobody's taken it upstairs or anything. It's just like a decorative feature now in the living room. Yeah, so I mean, that also, I mean, hopefully not too much, but we'll need assembling, you know, in some form or other. So yeah, it's clearly not going to be decorated, is it, by next week? Now you know, the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking, wow, why did I even think it was likely to be? But yeah. So that is still going on. Aside from that, other big news. So the lovely Michelle, who runs our Facebook group again. So hi Michelle, if you are watching this video, just want to say a huge thank you to Michelle. Now I've talked about this before, and I'm just going to see if I've got a picture, because I took a picture to be able to send it to Michelle, but actually I haven't managed to send it yet. So hold on. Here we go. Yeah, I haven't managed to send it yet because time's just gotten away from me. But she has in the past sent me flowers before, and she sent me some more. Look at these flowers. Aren't they so gorgeous? So yeah, please excuse my little rabbit, and this one is a little pig on my windowsill. But look at those flowers. Sorry about that. I just had something flash up on the screen, so I had to just remove it. So yeah, aren't they just the most beautiful flowers? So Michelle, if you are watching, I want to say thank you so much for those flowers. Honestly, I have loved every time that you've sent me flowers. It's been the most lovely surprise, and she sent them each time from this Wild and Bloom flower company. And I know I've talked about this before. The flowers arrive and it says your flowers are sent sleeping, and they're all laid down in the box, end to end kind of thing. So some are facing that way, some are facing that way. And then you cut them down, obviously, to fit your vase or whatever. And yeah, then they all open out. Don't they look stunning? They are so pretty, aren't they? So yeah, thank you so much, Michelle. And honestly, I mean, she does such an amazing job in our Facebook group that I'm just flabbergasted by your kindness that you would even think to send me some flowers. That's just so kind. And again, just demonstrates, you know, how much you guys really do mean to me, and you know, yeah, how lucky that I am, you know, that my life is yeah, just, you know, hanging out with you guys, and yeah, just that you are all such amazing lovely ladies. So yeah, thank you so much, Michelle. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So oops, sorry, I just knocked the camera now. Yeah, and I do apologise that obviously I haven't sent that picture to you yet. I had meant to, you know, when I took the picture on Saturday, and like I say, just time's, you know, well, I don't know where the time's gone, but it's just whizzed by, so I haven't got around to it. But yeah, thank you so much. I really love them. You know, every time I walk into the kitchen, they are obviously greeting me on the windowsill, and they just look so pretty. So yeah, thank you so much. Right, So I thought that I would just get on with decorating one. So yeah, didn't even draw breath there to tell you what I was doing. But so for this one, I've just popped this one with a butterfly on there and some lace just to hold that closed. Not going to decorate the back because who knows, it could even be glued into a journal. But how pretty does that look? It's just so gorgeous, isn't it? And that, like I say, I mean, that could just clip onto a page. It could just, you know, go in a pocket. However that you use that, and then you just open it out. And of course, that's your journaling space there. So isn't that so lovely? So let's just decorate another one up. So I did print off some bits to use for this. Which bits did I print off? Oh, come on. Yeah, I printed some of my header pieces, which I thought might be quite good on like the back of these. So just take this one down. Now what I've done, I printed these onto label sheet. So this is full label sheet, like that. Oops. Just get rid of that. And yeah, they're full label sheet, and I thought, well, actually, let's print them straight onto sticker paper, because then I can just stick them straight down onto those envelopes. I have to say, I probably should have shrunk them down a bit, but anyway, if we just take this one, for example. So I'm just going to cut it down slightly on this edge, but it will then fit quite nicely on here, like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, how cool does that look? I mean, equally, we could even have it on this side, to be honest. Actually, let's do that, and then let's put something on that flap. So, yeah, let's take that. Oh, I can hear banging now going on outside. I bet that's the delivery man from Amazon, probably delivering that brick wallpaper, you know. So I'll probably have to stop the camera again in a minute. It's going to be a stop-start day. That's the only problem with this label paper, is actually then peeling it off. Peeling it off of the labels. Come on, come on, come on. Oh my goodness. I cannot separate that from the back. Oh, there we go. Right. So, yeah, just then pop that on there. Oh, how gorgeous does that look? So pretty. Oh, I'm so pleased that I printed those little header pieces off, because they are just perfect for these, aren't they? And then what I thought was the altered flowers that I did as my collaboration with Rach and Bella Crafts, I thought would look rather lovely on the flap. So just taking one of those altered flowers. So again, if you didn't see that video, it went up, I think, on Sunday. So yeah, Sunday. And obviously, so that's on my channel, and also can be found obviously on the playlist from Rach and Bella Crafts, and any of the lovely ladies who all joined in that collaboration, which is still going on, by the way, because it's the whole of the month of April. So yeah, do go over and check out everybody's videos, because there's some awesome videos. But how gorgeous does that look? So again, just to sort of demonstrate, I'm going to pull in again that pocket. So pretending this was glued onto a page, and this then would just hook over like that. And then again, obviously, wherever I put that paper clip, which has now disappeared completely. Anyway, if I could find the paper clip, that could obviously be clipped on. But how gorgeous does that look? It's so pretty, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, they're really fun, aren't they? Just lovely things to have and to decorate up. So let's do one more, because, you know, I'm kind of on a roll now. So let's take this, actually, let's take this one slightly bigger. This one was the slightly wider envelope that I did. So just cut that one down. Okay, oops, look at that. Okie dokie. Take that down there. Oops. So my middle son, he is doing his exams soon. So he is having a really super healthy diet at the moment. And he's been doing it for about 2 months at the moment. And, you know, so he's in like tip-top condition kind of thing for doing his exams, which is just a brilliant idea. And, you know, it wasn't my suggestion or anything. He's just done it off his own back. So, yeah, really proud of him. And but the reason why I mentioned it was because, oh my goodness, he's been looking amazing. His skin has just got this amazing glow to it. And yeah, he's spurring, you know, everyone on to be really healthy with their diet. So yeah, I'm going to just ink this around on the edges actually as well, so we get a bit of a different look as well. Yeah, he's spurring everyone on to be like extra healthy with their diet, because we all want to have his glowing skin. So, but on top of that, his teeth are looking incredible. They are looking so, so white. Yeah, he just looks really lovely. And I said to him, you know, how are you feeling? Is it making you feel better? He said, yeah, really, you know, really good. So, yeah, we're going to all be on a bit of a health kick now, you know, inspired by him. So I'll let you know how it's going. But yes, that's the plan at the moment. Right, just see. Oh, how gorgeous does that look? So this was one of those, again, one of those altered flowers, but obviously in the black with the gold splotches. Doesn't that just look so gorgeous on there? Really, really, really pretty, isn't it? Oh, I just love how that looks. So, yeah, I mean, again, these are just a really super fun thing. And to be honest, you know, you could mass bake a bunch and keep them plain. You could decorate them up. I mean, this one to me hasn't worked brilliantly well because that butterfly is like off center and things like that. But again, you know, you could easily cover that up and things, you know, with your kind of embellishments. So just pulling this label, for instance. Oh, and also I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who bought one of the lace packs that I put in my shop on, I think it was on Saturday. Yep, I will aim to get those out, you know, by the end of the week. I'm just going to sort of mention I had really bad problems with the post office last time and just could not get things out. So, you know, I just want to kind of put that out there that I will do my best to get them out by the end of the week, but to be honest, the post office is just shocking. So, yeah, hopefully I will get them out. But, you know, it's kind of dependent on being able to actually post things, you know, which is just never very easy at my particular post office. But, yeah, thank you so much to everyone who bought the lace packs, because I know that I have talked about my, you know, wish to try and get some physical things into my shop this year. I was hoping I would be able to do it once a week. I don't think it's really realistic to do that. But having said that, maybe twice, you know, twice a month or something like that will be, you know, reasonably doable. I think that's roughly what it's kind of worked out at the moment. So, yeah. But I'm having such a lot of fun putting things together, you know, to make the physical items. So, you know, I'm really enjoying the process. And yeah, I mean, obviously, if you guys obviously like the products and, you know, I'm liking the process and things, then it's all, you know, kind of good for everybody, isn't it? So, yeah, I will endeavour to try and, you know, keep putting kind of physical things in. Right. Let's just glue this down across the top. Okay. Just going to wet glue this down because this is quite a fine lace, so it might not really appreciate being glued with the hot glue so much. So just popping that down there. Okay, like that. Oops. I actually quite like it with the flower at the corner as well, to be honest. Okay. Okay, so that's that one. Like I say, I mean, this is the one that I'm thinking, you know, for me, it didn't work quite so well. Having said, sorry, I'm now hiccuping. Having said that, now it's opened out, you know, I quite like the fact that it's got like the label here and things like that. It works quite well. I think for me it was just the oh, that's not really glued down. It was just the butterfly on that flap, you know, which I wasn't quite so keen on, but you know, it's fine. So yeah, I really hope that you like them. I mean, I think you can do a lot of different things with them. I'm just going to pull in a journal just to give you a bit of a sort of example of how they would look. So this is obviously a journal that I'm working on at the moment, and yeah, let's just go in. Trying to find a page that would kind of complement these. So this is actually using my Junk Journals Basics kit. So I mean, for instance, here you could just have it, you know, in the pocket like that. Obviously this one you could have tucked in with that flower poking out. How gorgeous does that look? And again, you know, you could paper clip that. To be perfectly honest, it doesn't even really need paper clipping, but if you wanted to, then, you know, you could do that. This one, obviously, you know, it's not the right colours for that page. Yeah, probably not really the right colours for that one either. Let me see if I've got a page that it would look better on. Well, it doesn't look too bad on here. So again, you know, you could just paper clip that on, or like we said, you could hook this over on the top. So if you then just paper clipped it on there, you've just got that gorgeous, you know, flap showing, and obviously the rest is, you know, over the page, and then, you know, unpaper clip it, and obviously you've got the foldy flat. And then the other thing that I talked about doing is if you wanted to glue them down as like a little foldy flap actually glued onto the page. So for instance, this one, yeah, so I mean, this one you could just glue it on the back like that, and then just pop it down there, and then obviously that would be fixed on the page, and you would just have a fold down flip there that you could journal in. So, you know, you've got really lots of options of how you could use these. So yeah, lots of different kind of yeah, lots of different options, and they're just so cute, aren't they? And you know, they're also a brilliant one for, I mean, I have used obviously full sheets that I have, you know, just printed out this morning, but you could easily obviously use you know, leftovers and scraps and things. I mean, for example, obviously now, you know, I've got these pieces here left to the side of me, which of course, you know, we've all probably got bits like this left over from various different things. So you could easily, you know, pull in all of these types of bits and make them from those. You know, you don't have to go off kind of printing and things. The only other thing that I probably would say about these is this is obviously copy paper thickness. You could make these from thicker paper. I personally wouldn't make them from anything too much thicker than copy paper. I mean, that's a sweeping statement there, and probably you'll see me next week making them from something really thick. You know, but just in an ideal world, I would stick with something reasonably thin. So yeah, copy paper, or, you know, thinner scrapbook paper, something like that. I probably wouldn't use, like, for instance, you know, something like this. It's okay, you know, you could use this, but it's going to make your piece bulkier. So it's just kind of something else to bear in mind, really, of, you know, how thick you want your pieces to really kind of get. But yeah, so let's do a quick count up of how many that we have made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yeah, we've made 15, which that's pretty good, I think. So yeah, I really hope that you have fun making them. Like I say, please do keep your eye out for my giveaway, you know, because that will be coming soon. And I've also got a new series, which I'm hoping to do a trailer for later today. And hopefully that will start this week. I have talked about it before. And yeah, again, just, you know, time's got away from me and I hadn't filmed the trailer yet. But yep, hopefully that will be starting this week. So yeah, I hope that everybody has a fantastic day. Hope you all have a good week. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much then. Bye.